This year has been far from normal, and as a result, the Publican Awards has had to adapt and pivot to reflect the realities of the situations you all face. The judging has been conducted in the virtual world, as will the event on March the 30th, where we'll be bringing you all the fun of the awards, but in your own homes. The aim of the awards this year has been to reflect on the outstanding ways in which businesses have flexed and pivoted to survive the crisis. No matter what has been thrown at them, the companies that make up all our finalists have not just rolled with the punches, but have adapted and in some cases even thrived. These are companies that not only worked hard to look after their businesses, but also their teams and the communities they serve. When we decided to press on with the Publican Awards, despite the challenges we were all facing, we were keen to use this event as a platform to learn together from some of the great things our finalists have done. What better way than to pick up some great insight and tips from some of the best operators in the business. So we put together these videos, and I'd urge you all to share these with your teams and colleagues, and hopefully they can help spread some inspiration ahead of the reopening in a few weeks and months. Thanks once again for the continued support from our category partners, who despite their own challenges have enabled us to carry on running this event in the face of such a difficult market. So enjoy, learn and share, and I look forward to being able to get into your sites in person before too long.
So OHH all started back in 1984 with my parents, who took on the old house home in Burton, and from there on we've expanded really. So 2004 saw us take on the Northey Arms, and then the Berens one in Shoemagna, where we are now, as a lease with Fuller's in 2013, and in 2016 was a Rising Sun in Backwell. So yeah, been on the expansion trail slowly and taking our time really, but yeah, all's well. So I think the pandemic's really brought about this whole focus on the community for us more than anything. Just after the first lockdown was announced, I didn't really know if we would survive it, and we just did everything. It was almost survival instinct. And the first thing we did do was we wanted to get our wonderful produce that we, from our great suppliers out to our customers and give them a taste of the restaurants and pubs, but without them having to come through the door. So we effectively set up a farm shop. I delivered myself with a few select people from the company. We set up an online shop, and yeah, we were delivering hundreds of boxes a week through the first lockdown. I think because I was delivering it myself, that gave me a real insight into the support we really did gauge from these people around us. We were delivering within 10 miles predominantly, if not next door to the pub sometimes. I never really realised just how much we were loved by the communities until I was the one knocking on their doors. When people were vulnerable, I think us coming to the rescue has given us a newfound kind of, I suppose, lease of life with people, and they understand that we are here to help. When we came out of the first lockdown, we thought, we need to focus more on community, but not only from customers, but suppliers as well. And so we used this pub as the first trial, really, and we did a 15-mile menu, and basically sourcing everything from within a 15-mile radius. And that worked really well. There's a community farm up the road, there's trout in the local lakes, and we used all of this, we put it together, and it was an absolute roaring success. And there's going to be more focus not only on the locals around us that are our customers, but there's going to be a focus also on those suppliers. I think a lot of them have probably been forgotten through this, and I think it's important that the pub plays its part in helping them regain traction as well, and especially those small local suppliers who are probably on their knees right now. And that's what we're going to start focusing on again, and I think that'll be key. To win the best community pub would be just a phenomenal achievement for me, because I think this is the one award that would focus so much on my team, because my team are the beating heart of the pubs, and they in turn give that beating heart to the locals around us, and then gain that traction and support that we need for the future. So yeah, for the people, I would be over the moon and so proud of them, and I think they should be really proud of themselves.
I'm most proud of all of the fantastic work that our teams have done to support their local communities, particularly during this difficult year of COVID and the stop and start lockdowns. So the teams have been out donating food to the local communities, they've raised money. In amongst all of the lockdowns, we've managed to raise over £360,000 for the Macmillan Cancer Fund that we support. So I think it's that I'm most proud of, is that our teams have just continued to support their communities through some really tough times this year. I think other pub companies can learn that it's not impossible to be a large pub company and still deliver brilliant experiences for local communities. So at Green King, whilst our pubs benefit from being part of a large organisation with large resources to support them, they know that they've got the freedom to succeed locally and do what's right for their local communities. And I genuinely have seen our teams do this day in, day out this year. I think we learn all the time from other people in the sector, definitely about how we can embrace new and emerging and interesting occasions, whether that's people wanting to work now from pubs, whether that's having much more diverse drinks ranges to appeal to more customer occasions. We are learning all the time from the wonderful people in our sector. So we are really excited about reopening, and as you can imagine, we are working on getting our pubs ready to make sure we've got the best environment, safe, clean, to welcome customers back. We're getting our teams ready to make sure people feel confident and happy and ready to come back to work. And we are getting ready to welcome our customers back with getting some wonderful beer brewed and getting our menus ready to just welcome everybody back to the pub. I think we've been nominated to be the best community pub operator because over the last year, Green King has taken a really, really big step forward in giving our teams the freedom to succeed in running their local pubs. And I think during the last year, our customers have noticed that, our communities have noticed that, and they've really started to enjoy what's going on in their local community pubs.
We're at the Radcliffe Arms in Hitchin. The Radcliffe Arms is the real hub of the community, so we're there for the guests during the good times, but equally we've been there during the tough times as well, whether we're a shoulder to cry on or whether we're raising money for a local charity or providing food to a local food bank. From a product point of view, what we do is about craft. We've got some incredible beers coming out from Brew Point, our brewery in Bedford, and we do artisan pizzas. So, the teams really get their hands dirty and create an incredible experience that people would recommend to friends. The last 12 months has been a real challenge, but I think our first instinct was to focus on people, so not only our team but equally the community that we have around us. Within 2 weeks of going down into lockdown, we'd created some grocery boxes, so they were non-profit, having worked with some of our suppliers, to provide food, fresh veg to our community. And then the other one we've done is we've provided Gastro to Go, a range for our local community as well. So these were non-profit and we managed to roll those out within the first 2 weeks. We've put people first, so we've really stepped up. We haven't tried to profiteer from all the great things we've done during lockdown. We also create a real culture of innovation and creativity, and we give teams and team members the scope to be able to create ideas, create events, create initiatives. Some of those have worked, some of them haven't, but the ones that have, we've really been able to roll that out across the estate, and for the teams to see their seed of an idea grow into something that can contribute from a sales and profit point of view, it really does create some incredible engagement. So our main priority as we prepare to reopen is the focus on the team's mental health. So we've all been in and out of lockdown for the last 12 months, and that's really taken a toll on some individuals. We're a sociable bunch, so we've really reached out to the team. So we're doing a lot around resilience training, we've got online brewery tours, wine tasting, keeping in touch days with the team to make sure they're in a really good headspace when they come back. We've got all the tools to succeed, but unless our teams are happy, the pubs won't thrive. If we were to win this award, it'd be a credible achievement for the team. We entered this competition to be able to recognise the team and what they've done over the last 12 months.
Hawthorn is a community pub owning company. We own over 700 pubs around the UK. I think we're the 7th largest community pub company in the UK. During the course of the last 12 months, amongst the pandemic, one of the things that we did was actually change the name of our company to Hawthorn, the Community Pub Company. Our whole company ethos and our whole company culture is designed to do more community engagement, more community activities. But of course, it always comes down to the pub partners and the operators who are running our pubs day in, day out.
The word community to me means being part of your neighbourhood. It's looking out for your local neighbours and friends, becoming friends with people. The pub is to serve that community, and we do everything we can to try and facilitate that. January last year we decided to start a homeless initiative. Basically asked our local community to help supply things that the homeless would need. And what we did, we actually filled up one of our rooms here totally with sleeping bags and toothbrushes and everything really the homeless were going to need out on the streets as best we could. And then we made hot meals as well and went out into Oxford, basically distributed it amongst the homeless out there. Even did haircuts, so we gave haircuts to people out there as well.
It always comes down to people like Kerry to implement these great initiatives on the ground, but we as a company do everything that we can to encourage community engagement, but to also invest in the local community.
As soon as we were allowed to reopen in July, we realised that actually there were going to be a lot of people out there, the vulnerable and the elderly, that would not have had any contact. So what we decided to do was exclusively open our pub on a Wednesday lunchtime for just those people. And the vulnerable and the elderly could come, have free tea and coffee and biscuits and sit and meet each other in a safe and COVID secure area. The feedback was excellent. There were people that came in who said that they wouldn't speak to anyone otherwise all week. They were really glad for it. They came, they wanted their tea and their coffees, and then they wanted to sort of branch out. Could they have another drink or something to eat? And it became more or less a lunch club. So we had quite a full pub that really was invaluable to them. They loved to come here.
I believe that's why we've been put forward for this award. It's down to the quality of our people and obviously the great work that we're able to do as a consequence of that in brilliant community pubs like this.
I think if Hawthorn were to win the Community Pub Award, I think it just clarifies that I've made the right choice in terms of where I want to come and who I want to partner with to run a pub.
We would love to win the Community Pub Company Award. In fact, it's our mission to be the #1 community pub company in the UK. It would mean a lot to me and it would mean a lot to my team if we were to win this award.